Is the drive home with
Zac
and TT for the Mill drive home, driving home from the Den, where it finished Millwall 0.
Sheffield Wednesday 2.
Wow. 2 games in 4 days, 6 goals conceded, no goals scored. It's a tough watch. There's not going to be very many Millwall fans watching this, I don't think. Thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate the support. Put your comments in below. I can imagine what they're going to be. Positive. We've got Southampton away next week, so I'm sure that'll be a pleasant trip. We're going down on the train, so I can't wait for that one. Joe has got to go, isn't he? Potentially before the end of this drive home, he's going to be relieved of his duties. And I don't like saying that. I never like calling for a manager's head. I don't think football clubs should turn on managers very quickly, and he hasn't had much time to get in there. But ultimately, it's a manager's job to get the best out of the players, and if that's the best the players can do, then
we're in trouble.
We're in serious trouble. If things have to change, because otherwise we are going to League One. And just looking at the teams in there, Exeter and Fleetwood, and no disrespect to them clubs, but we're not a big club, are we? But gee, there's some very, very tough games. I say tough games. It's not a good league to be in, and it's not a league we should be in, but it's a league we're going to be in if we continue to do things the way we're doing, setting up the same way. It just is screaming that we're going to get relegated. I've been saying it for a little while, to be fair. Well, me and Zac have been saying it for a little while, that we're in a relegation battle. It's now clear for all to see that that's exactly what we're in. 1 point above the bottom 3.
QPR winning today did not do us a favour.
No, I think Huddersfield lost in the last minute, which is a bonus. But I think you can forget about other teams and other wins and draws. It doesn't really matter if we can't pick up points. And we don't look like picking up points. That's the problem. We don't look like scoring. We don't look like drawing matches. We just we make too many errors at the back. And like I said, if this is the best Edwards can get out of the players, you said that someone heard.
Yeah, one of my mates who sits behind a dugout said that Joe Edwards was saying to all his technical staff, he was going, why won't the players just listen to what I've been saying all week? So obviously it's not, I don't think it's him personally. I just think he needs a bit more time with the players, and he needs to get the Gary Rowett out of them.
And I can kind of, Ipswich are a decent side. They didn't have to play very well against us. 3 massively defensive errors, 3 goals conceded in the first half on Wednesday night. But Sheffield Wednesday are not a very good side. They know they're not a very good side, but we made them. Don't get me wrong. They came today. They deserved to win. They were the better side, and they played some good football. But we made it look so easy for them. There was no intensity other than 1 or 2 players from our team. There was just no bite about us. The formations is horrible. I've been saying about the press for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I get tired of it. It's a non-press. We neither go or stay. And when you're at home, letting teams have the ball at the back and then not pressing it when they come closer to the halfway line, it's just allowing them to play. And I just don't understand why we think that that's a good way of trying to win points. Obviously, we made 2 changes today. Sarkic in goal, a back 5 of Leonard was the right centre back. Tanganga was the centre back, and the left centre back was Jake Cooper. I'll go on to Cooper in a minute because he's definitely not a captain. Right wing back was Danny McNamara, who I thought was by far our best player. Left wing back, Murray Wallace. Again, another shocking first half from Murray Wallace. The 2 central midfielders of Denor and Honeyman. Right wing was... it's Fleming and Bradshaw. And then we had SA as well in the mix. But like I said, we just got nothing going. We had 1 shot in the first half. It was from Leonard from about 25 yards out, and the keeper could have put a hat on it. It was that easy. The two Sheffield Wednesday goals, like I said, Leonard has been a stalwart in the defence, one of the bright sparks of a poor defence. But he makes an error, he tries to win the ball, doesn't get it, it goes through his legs. The Sheffield Wednesday winger takes it down. It does a lovely ball, and again, Watmore could have done it in the second half. Just play it across, and Bradshaw was in the middle. Watmore didn't. He cut in, and to be fair, had a good shot at goal, but didn't score. With Sheffield Wednesday, the ball comes across. I'm not sure actually whether he's offside or not. It was very close, but the linesman that side was giving us absolutely nothing. And they've slid it into the back of the net. I don't know whether it, like I said, I don't know whether it was an own goal or it was finished by one of their players, but it's put into the back of the net. And then not long afterwards, the one thing about this team is when things are not going well, they completely get their heads down. One of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the division for points from, losing points from winning positions. And we haven't won a game from going from behind since October 2022, which will give you some indication of what these players are about. So forget about Joe Edwards. This has been going on for a long period of time. That when things are going bad and you need someone to step up, this team gets their head down, and we did that after conceding the first goal. Another poor bit of defending, very simple. It was a good ball through, saying that through the centre backs. And you just, it's down by me. I just knew it was going to go into the back of the net. It kind of bundles it into the bottom right-hand corner. It just hits the post and goes in, and 2-0. And then basically that was the end of the game, because we did not look like getting into it. And for me, the fundamentals of any football team are, certainly any good Millwall team, any good team. I look at my own under-13 Lions. You need some leaders on the pitch. When things are not going well, you need someone to step up and go, come on boys, we can get back into this. And in this team, we just have nobody, absolutely nobody. There's a lot of moaning, there's a lot of, oh no, this is rubbish, this is, come on. But there's no, urgency, there's no desire from any of the players to just try to want to put it right. And I think that's why the fans, it's got to us. And then the Den is an awful place to play for a home player when things are not going well. It can be toxic. It can be absolutely toxic, and but deservedly so. There's absolutely no reason why the fans are fully entitled to say what they say, because it's not good enough. And Cooper's made mistake after mistake recently. He's looked out of sorts. Listen, it's not the lad's fault. He's having a bad run of things, but he's not a captain. He's not a leader, and you need a leader when things are not going well. And you ask me a question of who would I make captain. Some people have said Saville, but Saville's been well off the ball and doesn't even start every week. Your captain needs to be starting every single week. And it's really, and that's the problem. You look around, and I'm saying Cooper's not a captain, but it's not easy to pick out another captain out of that team. And that's just not good enough. That's poor from the top to the bottom, all the way from the chairman all the way down. Our recruitment of players, it has not been good enough. We've looked at getting individual players and seeing what they can do in terms of technically and ability, but there's no one that's strong that can take hold of a game and take hold of a team and carry them on their back. And
like Pearce. We used to have Pearce for that.
Pearce. Since we lost Pearce, we've just not had it. And I know Hutch is obviously, he's been injured, but you can't rely on a player that's not playing most weeks.
He's so injury prone.
Yeah, very injury prone, and that's another thing about our team. It's just we do not have enough players that are consistent week in, week out, which means Joe Edwards has been changing it. Like I said, listen, he seems like he could potentially be a good coach. He speaks well, but ultimately football is a results business, and regardless of whether it's his fault or not, he has to take accountability. And unfortunately, the club has to make a decision, because it's only going one way. If we continue to play the way we are, to be fair, I don't see another manager coming in and making too much of a difference from this team. I really don't, because of what I've said. We've got too many individual players that don't seem to know how to put a 5-yard pass together. So it's I can't see it turning around. But you get someone in, you get someone new in, someone that's backs to the walls. I don't know who it's going to be, and people say, well, you can't sack the manager if you don't know who's the replacement. That's rubbish. Ultimately, you have to make a change, and because things cannot continue to go the way that they are going. What are your thoughts on it? Like I said, man of the match. We both said Danny Mack, didn't we?
Yeah, Danny Mack was obviously man of the match today. There was not even a question. Some of the challenges that he put in were
full-blooded, weren't they?
Yeah. Him and Honeyman today were the players that played for the shirt. No one else. I didn't think anyone else deserved to be on that pitch today. They went into every challenge thinking, I want to stay at this club. I want to be at this club. I want to be at this club. I want to fight for the badge. But no one else on that pitch, I couldn't name a player that went into a challenge today that looked like he wanted the ball, he needed the ball.
I just don't understand. For so long now, again, even under Rowett, and you would hope things would have changed under Edwards, and they haven't. We don't seem to know what to do in the final third. And adding individual errors at the back and not knowing how to defend is not a recipe for a good side. If you cannot defend and you don't look like you're going to score goals, you're not going to win very many football matches. And it's just consistent. Everybody can see it. And listen, the manager must be tearing his hair out because no one can see what they're working on in training. What patterns of play, what passages are they trying to do? He started with a 4-0 win at Sheffield Wednesday, but that was because they were so poor on the day. You look at the teams over 18 months, the teams that we've beat very, very few good sides. And now we're not beating teams in and around us as well. Like I said, Sheffield Wednesday fully deserved to win that game today without a shadow of a doubt. Forget about their professionalism and the time wasting and the staying down. That's going to happen. Good teams fighting for their lives are going to do all of that professional stuff, and it's up to the referee to manage it. He didn't manage it very well at all, but
we can't complain about referees at this point in our.
We've got to take ownership of it ourselves. We've got to decide: do we want to do something? Do we want to go and I felt that, you know, changing the formation at half time to go 4-4. Why didn't we start like that? Why start with a formation that is not working? Why start with players in positions that are not working? That's what I don't understand. The writing was on the wall. No one had confidence, and the crowd tried to get behind the players in the first 15-20 minutes, but it felt like an inevitable goal was going to be conceded, which happened, and then from then on there's absolutely nothing behind it. So I will be absolutely amazed if Joe Edwards is still our manager, and if he is, if we do continue with him, he has to have wholesale change of ideas and tactics from what we are doing, because they are not working. It's no good saying we look good for 15. We're not creating enough chances. We never do create enough chances, and that's got to change. Bringing players like we've got players that Longman, Watmore, you know, players that are all right at best, but their end product is normally shocking. Longman will get you a good goal once in a flipping blue moon. Watmore runs about a lot. Fair play to the lad. He's sprinting around a lot, but then we've got Bradshaw that's doing the same thing. There's players that are, I don't think they're not playing for the shirt. People say that they're not playing for the shirt. I don't believe that. They're professionals. I do believe they're playing. They're just not good enough. And ultimately, if you're not good enough, you're not going to win anything. And then it's down to the manager to get the best out of them. And some will say that that's what Rowett was doing. But, you know, this slide was happening under Rowett. Make no doubt about it. Anyway, I think I've gone on for enough. Zac, you got anything else you want to say?
We need to change, and we need to change fast, because if we don't, we're going down. Yeah. Let's face it, we're going down. If we do not make a change, if we do not start winning games, I'll accept Southampton, because I think they'll run for us even if we make a massive change. But we need to make a change, and fast, because if we don't, as I've said, we're going down.
Right. Anyway, we'll see you at Southampton. God knows what's going to happen there, but I don't think it's going to be very pleasant. But we'll be at Southampton anyway. Like I said, we're going up on the train. We're going to have a day out. It's my birthday weekend, so what better way to spend it than seeing us go to Southampton? And you never know, Mill teams of the past.
Upsets.
Yeah, we're always a team of upsets. I don't think for a second this team is one of them. But we have to keep believing. We have to stay behind the players for as long as possible, because if not, then it's exit away next year, and I nearly swore there. That is not something I want to be looking forward to. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. There's only one way we can end it. We appreciate your support. Put your comments in below. No one likes us.
We don't care.